We My new bitch look like Halle Berry.
Hi liver girls, hi liver boys, this is Royalty Tea Room, and we are here with the very first Bad Girls Gone Wild episode 1. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know how you feel in the comments. And there's really nothing to like pre-say about this episode, so we're just gonna jump into what happened, okay? It starts out with Natalie Nunn narrating everything, of course, and I like that we get to vote for the baddie, like the baddest girl, and then they win 50K, which I'll get into that later, but I really like that. It's really cool. Good incentive. And it's low-key, the intro is giving one more chance. I was like, shawty, she baddie. No, what was that intro? I totally forgot, but it's been a long time. But it was kind of reminding me of that. So then Natalie meets with Ming Lee, and then they start talking. Ming Lee reminds me, okay, so if y'all don't know, Ming Lee is Nicki Minaj's sister, younger sister, but she reminds me of Cardi B so much. And I didn't really know Nicki Minaj had a younger sister until a year ago when Ming Lee was going on interviews and stuff. But yeah, I don't really know. I knew she had a brother, but I didn't know about the younger sister. And then she tells Nat that she's 19. Interesting. So then they talk, and Natalie's just like, oh, was your sister talking ish about me? You know, with that song, even if my name was Natalie Nunn. Yeah. She thought she was talking ish about her, but it's like, that is a compliment, girly. Like, take it as you can. Nicki don't really be shouting out the girls in her song anyways. No shade. I'm a barb. But, take it as you can, you know? So yeah, then the girls get on the bus, and we meet Miss Riot. And some of these names, I literally, I don't remember the face. I have to see them to remember the face, but, the face and the name, I don't know. But forgive me if I mess up anyone's name, or just if I just say that girl, I forgot. Miss Riot is pretty. Then we meet Jaden, and apparently she, pew-pewed someone, allegedly. But it's not alleged because she said it on the show, and it's like, I hope you're not incriminating yourself. But do what you do. Then we meet Chanel. She's giving Summer's twin. I was like, I can't take two. Then, okay, I feel so bad for writing this down. I wrote, then we see Bahati, and she looks awful on her initial shot. I'm sorry, but her initial look, I was like, ugh. But that will change. Oh, and I love how she said, what they don't know is, because she has an Australian accent, she's from Australia, and I hope I'm doing this right. Maybe, okay, I'm not going to do an accent, that's rude. But she said, what they don't know is that I'm a raging ish. And I was like, real. And then we meet the one girl from Houston. She reminds me of Miss Riots, and I'm pretty sure that was Emery, her name was, Emery Houston or something. Then we meet Tanella Baby, and she says she talks a lot of ish, so she needs a tic-tac, and she gives, New York all day. Then we meet Gloss Up, and I'm just like, why is she here? Shouldn't she be at, an award show or something? But she said she wanted to expand her brand, and, hibbity-hoppity-hoo. I don't really know. She didn't really say much. We meet Daisy Dukes, and I said ... And I said she was, ugly, but I regret that because she fights really good, so please don't hurt me, Daisy. It was just, initial thought, this is what I do. We meet Erica Raven. She said Baddie's Gone Wild needs her. Then we meet, and then some girls called Jaden, a replacement because she got casted 24 hours before the show started. So I was like, oh, don't do that to her. She just, the phone number got lost or something. They had to, get it back, And then on the other bus, I guess Daisy was, being annoying to Tanella because, Tanella's where are you from? And she said, not New York, but Rochester. I thought Rochester was in New York. But for y'all New York people, y'all let me know what's the difference, I guess. And then we meet Cupcake, and she seems lit at first. And then we meet Oxy Pearl. She's pretty and tall. And I said, I might like her, but I don't know. I think I know who I like so far. We meet Rella GZ, and she seems cool. That'll change. We meet Shay. She seems real. Yeah. And then, okay, so then Emery was talking about Jaden's mom and, how they do know, because she kept throwing shots at her apparently. So like she called her replacement, and then she said something else that Jaden didn't like, because she was just like, I mean, do you know me or not? And she was saying like that they didn't know each other. But then Jaden, her confession was like, oh no, Emery was saying, well, her mom a while back was like saying the N-word a lot, and then Jaden pretended that it was her cousin and not her mom. So then Emery got into it with her mom online. It was a lot of online stuff, a lot of like semantics, I want to say. And either way, Emery said like, oh, because if your mom would have done that, I would have beat her ass. And it's like, those are fighting words. So Jaden caught her off guard after she put something in her mouth, which was like a veneer case or something. And everyone says that Jaden got beat up. I feel like the camera didn't get it really good, but when they did fight like on the ground, it didn't look like Jaden was doing her big one. So then Oxy and Cupcake, they kind of talk things out verbally, because Cupcake says that Oxy was like with Smiley or something, and they were like talking ish about her. But like Oxy wasn't really talking ish. She was just like kikiing, like laughing at whatever Smiley was saying. But they talked about it verbally. You know, I love like a good, you know, verbal communication without fighting. That's all. Shay is crazy, okay? I could tell when I was like looking at her, I was like, psycho. She says that she doesn't like the girls who got picked online, because the girls who had to audition had to like go through more stuff, which I get that, but you didn't have to audition. Like, you didn't have to go to the auditions. There's girls who clearly get picked online, you know, so maybe they just feel like their chances are better going to the audition. Either way, Daisy and Shay get into it, and Daisy's also crazy because she just started punching her. Mind you, Shay was in her face a little bit, but yeah, Daisy just straight started mink, 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 and she beat her up. So then TT, okay, so then because they keep going back and forth between the buses, so when I like go back and forth, stay with me. Y'all, my phone. So now I was getting a phone call. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so then TT said something to Bahati about like her wig lifting, and then Relly kind of like chimed in, because it seemed like it was just like fun at first, like laughter. But then when Relly chimed in, she like put her hair wrap on Bahati's head, like physically. And so then Bahati's like, no, like, you need it. And apparently Relly got upset with that, and she snuck her. But it's like, Bahati beat you up. How you gonna, this is the second person who snuck someone got beat up in like 10 minutes on the show. So stop snaking. So then Bahati was like, as they're fighting, she's like kicking by accident. And then TT just gets mad at her, and she's like, don't kick me, you're doing a lot. And then she like punches her thigh. She's just like, stop. And I'm just like, girl, you're jumping in for no reason. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said in my other video about Baddies Africa, when Rolly got upset with Scotty throwing plates, it's like if someone's fighting around you and they accidentally kick you, if it's not like face up, it's an accident. They're just fighting. Like, they don't mean it. How do you think the security guards feel, y'all? Like, maybe it's just my maturity. So then back to Daisy's bus. Daisy is clearly psychotic. And then, you know, now Shay and... Okay, so the reason I said Daisy is a little psychotic is because she's, like, still upset and still on 10. And, I don't know, she just seems like a girl you do not want to get in a fight with. Like, right up there with Tasiki. So now Shay and Tonello are getting into a fight because Tonello said something about, like, G-A-N-G, you know? And they get to fighting, and it seemed like Shay was winning low-key. But I do like Tonello's braids. They were cute. TT, okay, so now back to Bahati's bus. TT said Bahati can't sit where she was sitting, which was beside TT. And it's like, you're not going to tell a grown woman where she can or can't sit, unless it's like for specific purposes. So then they start fighting, because it's clear as day TT was just trying to instigate nothing and start nothing and just jump on a bandwagon or just start fighting for no reason. And then TT, I don't know, they were fighting and it was giving Ty, but like, I don't know, people online were saying that TT reminds them of Tommy, and she was just like, you messed up, you know that, right? And it's just like, you are not scaring anybody. Definitely scaring me if you run up on me in real life, but on the screen, you're not. And then she said that she was sleeping outside with kangaroos. That is offensive to the people in Australia, okay? Zeus, what is going on with all these offensive words? So then on Daisy's bus, they make their own chant. It seems like everyone's kind of past what happened, I guess, because on like their bus, they're cool. And they make their own chant. It's bad issues take shots. Bad issues take shots. It's not the same, but I get what you were trying to do. the one girl's eye, I think her name was Chanel, was like red in the confessional. I was like, what happened? But at the end of the episode, I guess I understand what happened. So then the bus broke down, and it was Shay's bus. No, it was TT's bus that broke down. So then Shay's bus rides past them, and they said, okay, guys, we might get first pick of the rooms. And they were pretty excited about that. I live for Bahati. She said, because she scratched Relly's face real bad. So Relly has like a scratch like down her face like that. And she said, now you'll see my autograph on your face every day if you do brush your teeth. I was like, ah, gagged. So then Nat gets to the new baddie's house, Natalie. And she says it's very nice. It really was, though. Like, they had their own sign. They had their own elevator. They had their own, like, club room, party deck. And they have confessional rooms. So it was really giving BGC aesthetic. And for the girlies, for the lover boys and lover girls who watch Bad Girls Club or Real Worlds or anything in that era of reality TV back in the day, those confessional rooms used to have fights starting for real. She does like her own recording in the confessional, and she says, this is for the ussies who talk ish and don't say it to their face. So if a girl hears them talking ish, they can run up on them, blah, blah, blah. I was like, dang, like low-key, I'm gonna miss if Natalie ever retires, because her antics, it's like, she really is, she's definitely up there, like one of the best reality TV people. I know I gag on her a lot, but she's a queen somewhere in my heart. So then Nat greets the girls. And TT and Bahati start fighting because Natalie's just like, anyone got anything to get off their chest before you go in the house? They start fighting. And basically all the girls who had beef on the buses start fighting. Except for Daisy and Shay. And Relly tries... Okay, so then Natalie starts talking again. She's like, we can't do this. It's whatever. Relly tried running up on Bahiti when Natalie was talking. It's like, girl, it's not about you right now. And I love Bahiti's confessional fit with the feathers. I was like, yes, give it to us, Australia. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is why I say I feel bad for saying her first initial look was ugly, because as you can see, I'm liking her. I think I'm a fan. She's pretty. She's cute. I love her. So then Xavier, who's that one security guy who the girls say he's musty, allegedly. He says he has this confessional while Natalie's giving the girls a tour of the house. And Nat sets the rules, and the neighbor is like yelling at them. It's kind of funny. I forgot to say that this whole Baddies Gone Wild is taking place in Rio, Brazil. So Rio. So then Natalie calls Bahati Australia, which I love. And Bahati admits in confessional that she does fight dirty. And it's like, hey, she is from another country. I mean, we can't really expect them to do the same things to us, I guess. And then Natalie says that there's only one master bedroom, and then she talks about the cash prize in detail. And basically every week we have to vote on the Zeus website and vote for our favorite baddies of that week. And whoever gets the most votes gets the $50K at the reunion and a Baddies Gone Wild chain. So congratulations to whoever gets it. But I will be saying who I voted for, and I voted for Daisy, Bahati, and one more. Oh, Tonello. I thought she was pretty. But I do hope Bahati gets it. So far, what I see. So far. It could change. You already know how I feel. And then Natalie introduces the girls to Ming Lee. And they're kind of all receptive to her. But Daisy, like, actually gives her a hug, which I loved. I was like, she's a girl's girl. And then Bahiti and TT fight again. Another tie. And then Bahiti bites TT's leg. And I'm like, oh, Bahiti, no biting. But hey, in Australia, maybe they bite all the time. So it's going to take her a minute to adapt to different customs in a way. These are American girlies, and she is Australian, So then Cupcake and another girl, I think it was Chanel, like jump in when Bahiti bit TT. And then Daisy jumps in because like her and Bahiti are becoming friends, and it's like, don't jump my friend. So she jumps in and hits Cupcake in the back of her head. Mink, mink. Cupcake looks around like, who did that? It's like, girl, you know who did that, but you scared. I get it. So then Daisy versus Chanel. And that's really the end of the episode. We don't really know who won, really. So next episode is Bahiti versus Relly again. Cupcake takes the master suite, and I'm like, how did she get this? But people say it's because of the pepper. The girls party, some of them make out. Ooh. Jaden versus Emery again. Then they go to a club, and the next day it's Bahiti versus Cupcake, and it's over like a twin bed. So that was the episode. I did like it. Like, it was really like, it was a breath of fresh air. Some people feels like it was just like a younger versions of Baddies, but it was cool. They're not traveling really anywhere. They're just in one country. The house is gorgeous. Like, it seems like something that a girl from like 18, well, I guess 21, to 30, I believe, could enjoy. It doesn't have like the pressure of being a baddie. So yeah, I liked it. It was nice. Y'all let me know how you feel and everything. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
My new bitch look like